Hello and welcome to what's Renew Yourself with Karma Cleanse Live. Today we will talk about rapid renewal through detox. My name is Katja Rusanen and I will be your host. I have a detox expert, Allison Samon, aka Health Ally, here with me. We recently joined our forces and created Rapid Renewal Detox. Keep watching because today we will share tips how you can start your rapid renewal and get sustainable results. And Ali also said that it will be super, super fun. So welcome, Ali. It's so great to have you here. How are you today?
Thank you. I am very well, Katja. How are you? Thanks for having me here.
Thank you. I'm doing great. And I'm just so happy to talk more about this detox and sharing your expertise. Because could you tell a little bit more about you and your work?
Yeah, sure. So I'm, like you said, Allison Samon, and AKA Health Ally, and I am a functional nutrition health coach. And what I do is help people to lose weight, heal chronic pain, boost their energy, things that they have been struggling with for a long period of time. And usually the people who come and find me are the people who have tried everything, done everything, seen everybody. It's the chronic lifestyle issues that I tend to work with the most. And that really speaks to my heart because for about 10 years, I suffered in that same way and went to see every single practitioner in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, and nobody could help me. And it ended up being some alternative practitioners and a health coach who actually set me on the path to healing and created this whole new lease on life. And so that is sort of my mission is, okay, I suffered and struggled for way too long. And I tried medications, I tried different techniques, modalities. They wanted to do exploratory surgery. None of that worked. I didn't have surgery. I don't take any drugs. And I want to show people that you can actually heal yourself. Your body is designed to heal itself if you give it the right tools. And that's what I like to help people do.
Wow, that is such a powerful story because you went through that. You were doing the search and you tried everything in order to find a solution for you and for the pain that you experience. So when you did your first detox, can you tell more about how did that affect? How did you know this is the tool? What happened to you physically, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, well, so the funny thing is when I was introduced to detox, one of the things, I was addicted to sugar at the time. And I didn't think anything of it because I was looking at food in terms of calories and fat. And if it didn't have a lot of calories, I could eat it.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't gaining too much weight, I could eat it. And I worked out, so it's all good. And I think in our society, we have this idea in our head that if you're not fat, then you're healthy. And that's not true at all because I was a little bit overweight for me, but I wasn't somebody that people were like, oh, she really needs to lose some weight. It wasn't like that. I didn't have tons of weight to lose, but I was extremely unhealthy on the inside. And I knew that because I was fatigued all the time. I was in bad moods all the time. My body hurt. I had physical pain in sitting here having a conversation with you. I would not be able to do without having a complete setup. I'd have to have things on my back, a footrest on my feet. I really would always prop myself up. It was kind of a ridiculous way to live. And I was always uncomfortable sitting primarily. Moving around was better, but anytime I was stationary, my body would lock up and I'd had so much pain.
Wow.
So eventually I was introduced to somebody who talked to me about food, what I was eating. And so detox, there's many different ways to detox and there's many different levels that you can do it. But initially it wasn't posed to me as a detox. But when I started taking certain things out, he showed me what, with muscle it was a muscle testing technique, and he showed me how my body responded when I had sugar and when I didn't. And that was like, and I wasn't even ingesting it for this demonstration.
Wow.
So that was sort of the first thing that made me realize, wow, what we eat actually has something to do with how our body performs. And it's not just about fat or thin. And another example of somebody who unfortunately did not have the opportunity to detox is my father. So my father was the picture of health. He was lean and muscular and exercised every day, and he didn't drink, didn't smoke, had a decent diet. But he died. He died at 50 years old. And
sorry to hear that.
Yeah. And I mean, it was absolutely devastating. And he's not the person that you think of when you think of heart disease. There's an idea that some people have in their head. It's got to be somebody who's obese. They probably are eating McDonald's, big sloppy sandwiches all the time. Maybe they smoke, all of this stuff. And that's not at all the lifestyle that he led. He looked perfect on the outside. And on the inside, he was riddled with heart disease that we never knew about. His doctors didn't know. Nobody knew, because he looked perfect and passed all of those tests that we thought make a healthy person. So having that and knowing that my body was falling apart and seeing what happened to him, it started making me think. Now, it sounds like it happened overnight. It didn't. It was about 10 years of suffering and struggling and crying and why did this happen? And so
I hear you on that.
It's now it's all about fun. At the time, it was a very, very long, painful journey, physically, emotionally. But that's why I'm committed to making it fun for people so that you don't have to go 10 years. I've now kind of nitpicked or cherry picked, really, cherry picked all of the best techniques that worked for me and have rolled that out for people so that we can get to the bottom of it quickly and that they can have fun doing it. That it's not this like, oh, okay, because when we think of a diet, that sounds horrible. It sounds like deprivation, misery. And so in terms of detox, what we do is it's just remove the things that are not serving you. And sometimes that is food, and sometimes it's not food. Sometimes it's things around you. Sometimes it's things in your environment, your living environment, your work environment. Sometimes it's relationships. All of these things feed us and affect the way our body performs.
Yeah, and sometimes it can be also actually emotions as well that we store, and those things make us eat, like kind of because we want to numb the pain or comfort us. And once you work through that, then you don't need to go to eat all the time to getting the comfort, because you make peace with your past.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, one of the reasons why I was addicted to sugar was because I had my own stuff that I wasn't dealing with. Like, people assumed that I didn't have any problems because I wasn't overweight. I had a great job. I was social. So it just sounds like, like perfect, right? What kind of problems would I have? Well, I had problems at home. And then when I lost my dad, that was absolutely devastating. And I was already had a sweet tooth. And what I didn't realize is that was having that sweet tooth. That's an addiction. It actually affects your brain. And so I then was using that to hide the emotions that I felt. I felt lonely. I felt sad. I didn't feel good enough. I didn't have confidence. I didn't have the body that I wanted. I wanted to be leaner and stronger and sexier, right? And so I would use sugar to numb that instead of dealing with the emotions. And the more sugar I had, the worse I felt. But then I needed it to feel better. And my brain was telling me I needed it to feel better.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also used it for energy. because I was a healthy person, right? I worked out every day. So I was a healthy person. I didn't drink soda. I didn't drink coffee. Not that crap. But I would have M&Ms.
Yeah, secretly in the closet.
Not even secretly. Not even. I did do something secretly, like eating entire bags of jelly beans. Entire bags. And I used to have, okay, so now we're those Valentine's Juju hearts, those gummy hearts, they would be sold for 79 cents a bag. I would get 5 of them. I'd keep them in my desk drawer, and I would eat a bag a day secretly. I would just, and not even realizing it, you just pop it in your mouth and you keep working, pop it in your mouth, and it's like, oh, that's gone. Good thing I have more. They were on sale. Jelly beans, marshmallow peeps, all of that. Yeah. That was sort of a secret. It was cute that I liked it and I ate it in front of people, but I don't think people realized just how much of it I was eating. But it's okay. I worked out.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the gym. It's all good, right? No.
Yeah, you're going to go to the hamster wheel because then you kind of eat those, then you have to go to the gym, do all this, burn those calories. And instead of actually eating healthy and doing the exercise because you want to do the exercise, not because you feel you have to do it in order to burn those calories. So there is a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, I was somebody who liked to exercise, so it wasn't quite like that for me. But that was what gave me permission to eat horribly, because I knew it's okay. I'm gonna burn it off. But then over time, you stop burning it off because you have so much crap. Your body doesn't know what to do with it, so it just holds on to it. So no matter how much you exercise, and in fact, that's how you get sick. Is people are like, oh, I'm gonna work out really, really hard in 2 hours, and they usually end up getting sick because they're wearing their immune system down. They're overexerting themselves. They don't have enough nutrients to sustain all of that. And that's what would happen to me. But it wasn't computing in my head because society told me I was doing all of the right things. I wasn't.
Thank you for sharing that, because I think people will find it very useful. If you found yourself from that description, then there is something to help you with the detox. So it's a big question, but I will ask it anyway. Like, what is the greatest benefit? Like, if you can say one thing from the physical detox that people will get.
One thing, they will feel better. I mean, better is subjective. What does better mean? But here's an analogy I like to use. You know when you have a fever and you have that fever headache and you're like, oh God, my head weighs 20 pounds. I feel my head. On a normal day, do you feel your head?
No.
It's just part of you. Like, it's there, but you don't feel it. Only if you have a headache. And the fever headache is the best example, because you're just like, right? When you do a detox, you don't feel your body. You're not aware of like, oh, when I get up, oh God, oh, I'm so old, or oh, I'm going to sit down now. You actually just feel lighter and more fluid. Like, you can do things. And usually what happens is you do it and you go, wait, look what I just did. I used to not be able to do that without popping a pill or without all of these aches and pops and sounds. And now I can. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so that's usually the first thing, because it's going to be different for everybody. Some people will lose some weight. If you have extra weight to lose, you will always lose the weight. If you don't have extra weight to lose, don't worry about it. That doesn't mean that you don't need to do a detox. You're not going to lose weight. It's not a diet. There's no calorie deprivation, at least the way I do detox. So if you don't have weight to lose, you're not going to lose weight. You're not going to become skinny suddenly, and people are going to be like, oh God, you need to eat. It's not like that at all. But whatever needs to be balanced out for you is what's going to happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's beautiful explanation. And I think liking the metaphor of the fever headache, because that's very accurate. Then, like, having the good feeling in your body, and experiencing the joy of life in that sense with your body.
Yeah, so that just becomes your new normal.
Mm.
Instead of, we get so used to feeling like garbage that we muddle along, and it's like, well, I'm getting older, so it happens. It's okay.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? We gain weight. Oh, I wish I could be back in my high school pants, something like that. It's not about getting older that you gain weight, that your body feels pain, that you lose energy. Yes, those things do happen, but it's because of you have so many more years that you mess things up. It's everything age is really just everything you've done up until now. And so the good thing is you can correct that. You can shift gears and change your path.
So if you can give really simplified explanation, what happens in the detox process physically? Like if I would be very new to this, a very simple explanation, what happens when you do a detox?
Okay. Well, so we are loving your liver is what happens. So your liver is one of the major detoxifying organs in the body. And everything goes through, all the nutrients that you bring in pass through the liver. If the liver is clogged, the liver gets clogged because of poor nutrition, malnutrition, environmental toxins, emotions. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but in Chinese medicine, they talk about this a lot, but your emotions are actually stored in your organs.
Yeah.
And anger is actually stored in the liver.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that sometimes happens is when you start activating things, all of that, and cleaning it out, that stuff comes out that you are storing. So if you notice somebody is very angry, just a really angry person all the time, they probably need to do a liver detox, and that will help get some of that stuff out. But so what it's doing is you're helping. So think about changing filters. You change filters on your water, on your air conditioner, in your car, the air filters. You're always supposed to change the filters. They get mucked up, right? Just from use and life. So we clean out the filter. It's changing the filter. And then suddenly the foods that you're eating, you're able to actually reap the benefit of, like feel what it feels like to have nutrients in your body, which for some people means normal. And for some, meaning no pain and just being able to move and having energy. And so it will feel like, wow, I have so much energy. But actually it's just normal energy, or it's a boost of your energy, but it's really just what you're supposed to do. It's not like taking a stimulant. It's not like that, but you're just going to have more energy on a consistent basis. You're going to feel like, wow, I can do all of these things, but really you were just at like half capacity or quarter capacity, right?
Yeah, I really like the explain. Yeah, like when you think changing filters, it kind of gives the idea what happens internally when we do a detox.
Yeah.
So that was a great way to put it. So if there were one thing you could tell people that would help them when they start, what would it be?
Okay, one thing that you can do every morning, a good way to start, is drinking water with lemon juice in it. That's a really good way to start your day, but it gets your body ready for digestion, gets your stomach ready. It's balanced. It keeps balance. It's alkaline. The lemon also helps get your digestive juices flowing, so that when you take in food, it will start to digest for you. And it's also really good for your skin. It's really good. People will often notice more energy and feeling more calm from having lemon juice in the morning. So that's something that we do when we detox, but it's something that you can do every day. So you don't have to just do it when you're doing a detox.
That's a great tip. I'm already doing it. So
you're excellent. You're excellent. That's why you're so shiny. Shining and glowing. Yeah. Beautiful skin.
Thank you. So how can people get in touch with you if they now listen to this interview and they are like, oh wow, I want to do a detox, I want to have the benefits from that and feel renewed?
Yeah, awesome. I'm glad you asked because April is the perfect time to do a detox. We tend to do it with the seasons, and I actually am running one right now. People can go to detoxwithally.com/rapid renewal and learn more about it.
Perfect. And I
Yeah.
will put that link also on the description here. So if you didn't get that, go down and find the link and click that. And I thank you so much, Ali, for this interview. This was amazing and great tips you shared with the people. So I'm so happy that you took the time off from your busy schedule to join me today.
So fun. Always so fun talking to you, Katya. Thank you so much for bringing me on and introducing me to your peeps.